It's coming down to the wire. Many families now are thinking about how to make that final decision for where their kid's going to go to college next year. It's a very exciting time, and I'm sure it's, your son or daughter is enjoying their senior year and getting ready for prom and graduation, all that stuff. Of course, parents are also in it. I'm sure it's very exciting, but also nerve-wracking time for you. But you probably have these financial aid award letters or these final award letters, and you're trying to decide, okay, school A or school B or school C, on and on. And of course, all the numbers and the scholarships and the grants and the loans, and there's all sorts of questions. How do you make that final decision? I had this question recently with the family, and they were, in their particular case, they were looking at two state schools. One's in out of state and one's in state. And of course, the out of state is substantially more money in their case than the in state. So we talked about this, and there's a lot of different factors, right? The campus size and the location, how far away from home it is, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, if you look at academics anyway, at these two state schools, there really is not a significant difference. A math class at school A is basically the same as the math class at school B in this particular case. And so you really had to think about, okay, if it's not the academics, then what would make the out-of-state school worth it? And in this particular case, it was about a $16,000 per year difference. And so if the academics are about the same, and they are, and both schools are highly rated, then it has to come down to things like the location and the campus environment and the clubs and everything. And both schools would tell you that they offer a multitude of clubs and all different types of dorm layouts. And of course, the campus, and there's lots of kids and whatever. So both schools offered advantages as well as disadvantages. But the question I posed to this family is, I said, look, I'm not telling you have to pick one or the other, because sometimes, especially financial professionals, we're going to tell you, go with the cheaper option, okay, because you're spending money. That's not, I get that, but that's not always the best decision. So what I posed to them was the campus environment, the location, and the out-of-state is about 4 hours away driving, and the in-state was about 2 hours away. Are the other things that your student would enjoy, are they worth $16,000 per year? And if they are, but if they're not, then don't spend the money. Could you get a similar type of environment at the in-state school? Yeah. Obviously, your student has to enjoy it, right? They're the ones who has to live it. And little things matter, like how late the dining hall is open until, and how big the campus or small the campus is, and what's off campus, and et cetera, et cetera. Those things are important. But is it worth $16,000 important per year? I don't know. So this particular family, they're leaning towards the in-state option, even though their original thought was to go with the out-of-state option, when they were first looking at schools and before they had the final cost numbers. But the in-state option is going to give them almost everything that they're looking for. And the few things that it doesn't have really are not deal breakers, and they're still available just with a little bit longer drive. And just a little bit longer drive, not like hours and hours drive, but a little bit longer drive. So really you get most of the things that you're looking for in the in-state option. So as you're comparing different schools, I would suggest that you think about these things and how important is it to be here or there or have this on campus or whatever. Maybe it's very important, and maybe it is a deal breaker for you, but maybe it's not. And if it's not a deal breaker, then you really have to think about, is it worth paying extra? In this family's case, $16,000. In your case, might be more. But is it really worth paying that? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. It's something you really have to ask yourself. That's it for today. As always, I hope you learned something. Stay safe, friends. Stay healthy. And I'll see you next time.